Welcome, everyone. My name is Natasha Nurse. I'm the owner and co-founder of Dressing Room Mate, a coaching and consulting platform for women entrepreneurs, creatives, and freelancers looking for innovation in their career and their business. And the amazing Dr. Aikyna Finch is next to me, virtually speaking, and she's here to teach us all how we can win on LinkedIn. So with that, I'd love for you to share, first of all, who you are, how you got started with everything that you do, and why you're such an expert at LinkedIn.
Well, I'm Dr. Aikyna Finch. I do education, motivation, and of course, social media. LinkedIn was actually my very first platform. I actually started social media in 2008, where I helped soldiers find jobs. And so from there, I learned how to, the power of social media and how to give causes, how to network, how to project, and things of that nature. And a lot of people are sitting on LinkedIn. A lot of people.
Yes.
And
yes.
So today, that's definitely what we need to talk about.
Absolutely. Now, and thank you for everyone who's commenting. We really appreciate that. So why do you think, first of all, I'd love from a psychology perspective, why do you think people have such a block when it comes to utilizing LinkedIn?
I think because it's not plug and play like most social media. That you actually have to put a little effort into this thing in order to get it to go correctly. A lot of times people have an issue with that. And you know, in this microwave society, we just want to post and go, post and go, post and go. That's why we have these Hootsuites and things like that, right? And so, but we have to be a little bit more intentional about what we're doing in LinkedIn. We actually have to network. We actually have to connect with the people in order to see a benefit. You could post all day long on LinkedIn and not get a single benefit from it because you weren't intentional with it. They can tell when you're not into it, when you're just posting just to post something. Whereas on Facebook, you know, everybody's just there for that. No. On LinkedIn, they want to make real connections. They want to make real alliances. They want real JV partners. And if your stuff looks like it's factory generated, that's exactly what you're going to get, factory generated stuff, which is basically nothing on LinkedIn. Because when we get on LinkedIn, we're sharing resources, we're sharing knowledge, we're sharing events that's going to elevate you to the next level. And if we're going to put that stuff out there, we want to see the same in return.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So what are the keys that people need to understand when it comes to LinkedIn? Is it how many connections you have? Like, I'm proud to say I have over 15,000 connections. Is that important? Not important? Thank you. What's important just from understanding how to use the platform?
Now, like with all platforms, you want to make sure that your connections are intentional. You could have 15,000, but if none of them are paying attention to you, then you still have nothing. Whereas, you know, you have to make sure that they're following your stuff, they're connecting with your stuff, they're sharing your stuff even more so. And then, and that is where a lot of people will actually connect with you offline. You want them in your messenger on LinkedIn. You want them there. And if you're not getting a lot of contact that way, then you're not really doing the things, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, when you are putting this out there, now, yes, the connections are good because what happens is somebody will see your connections and they want, let's say, an informational interview about where you're going. Let's say you are writing about on HuffPost. They will reach out to you and say, what's the HuffPost experience really like? You know, not just the glitter and glam. You know, they will feel comfortable enough to reach out to you. If you are sitting up there, you're saying you help people start businesses. So what is really going on with this? They want to connect with you, and that's how you get real clients. Understand? And real JV partners. So yes, the connections are good, but you also want an active client, not just a stagnant connection.
That makes sense. Okay. Now, for people who are just trying to understand how to get started, what do they need to do from a, not necessarily just a tactical perspective, but there's LinkedIn groups, there's writing articles. What are the things to do? And then also next will be, what are things not to do?
Okay, well, first off, have a completely filled out profile. If you can't do this for you for free, then what kind of business are you going to do for these other people that are trying to contact you? Okay, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real.
Yes.
If you can't take care of you for free, then what you going to do with my money? Okay, so remember that. And that is part of your branding as well. So if you are wondering why you're putting all this stuff out there and it's not happening, because it's not complete. It looks shoddy. They pay attention to that because they want to make sure that if you're going to do what you need for you, then you're going to do even more so for them. Make sense?
Yeah.
Next thing is definitely make sure that you have a summary, because that summary is where you show up and you put your keywords in there. Well, LinkedIn takes those keywords and puts you in searches for when people are looking for different things. So if you're not being found, that means that you don't have any keywords in your summary. Okay. Gotcha. So if you're trying to be found for media specialists need to be all over through your platform. Why? Because that is what you're trying to be found for. Okay.
Gotcha.
Then the next thing is, of course, making sure that if you have a company, make sure that that company is praised as well. Meaning, make sure you have a company page for your company. You know, that little gray box is cute. It really is. It's a little, but if you have your logo beside your business, then that's going to speak volumes. That means that you don't, like I said, you don't have to be McDonald's to have a representation on LinkedIn. Your company is just as important as a McDonald's or anybody else. So if you have a company, you should have your company presence out there because you are doing business. And then what happens with that? Your clients and other people can start following your business and start recommending you as a business and not just a person. Make sense? Because,
absolutely.
Yes. And then, of course, recommendations, get some. Okay. That section is not just to be sitting there and be blank. It is if you're doing work, you're servicing people, you're getting rave reviews, right? Then they should be able to come over there and give you a review. Send them an invitation if they don't know how to do it on their own. All they have to do is click, type, and click again. And then they have given it to you. And the good thing about it is coming from them. It's no way you could fake the funk on LinkedIn. They have to do it. You can't do it for them. So that is an even bigger testament. Versus, you could post a little post on Facebook or something that said that they said it. But with this, that shows their picture, their profile, whatever. So if somebody really wants to know the real deal, they can click on that profile and send that person an inbox and say, did that person really do that for you? So Makes those sense. Are some of the things that you can do. Then if you are connecting with groups, definitely get on some. But don't just get on groups that you like. Get on groups that your clients will like. And that's where you post your stuff. Because guess what? They're the ones that's paying, not you. So you can post all day long about things that you like. Great, wonderful. But guess what? They may not be interested. They may not be interested. So that's where you post your stuff about in places where the people are interested in your stuff. And then you go and get information from places where you are interested in. And sometimes the two will not cross, and that is okay. But you are not going to put yourself where you are not appreciated and valued, if that makes sense. Your stuff goes in the places where you are appreciated and valued, and then you go and learn from places that you appreciate and value. All right? And then last but not least, of course, writing the articles. They have Pulse, LinkedIn Pulse. You go over there, you write your different articles. If you are writing from another platform, you can say, hey, here's a snippet of what I wrote. If you want to see the full thing, please click this link and go over there. That way that gets SEO to them, and it also gets SEO to you. And these LinkedIn Pulses are searchable. So that way it gives you more clout on the search engines as well. My LinkedIn, my first comes up is my website. My second thing that comes up on the LinkedIn on search engines is my LinkedIn profile. So if you use it properly, that's the way it should go. It should be first your business, your website, then your LinkedIn profile, because that means you're in business on both levels. Make sense?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Trinetta has, and thank you everyone who's tuning in and who is commenting. She has a question. How often should you write the articles? That's a great question.
Yes. So it depends on how you are. Honest and for true, if you are a writer and you're putting yourself out as a writer, then you should write frequently. I say once a week, twice a month, things like that. But if you are not necessarily the writer or the blogger, then once a month, just to get some traction and get some feedback. And then, of course, if you are a blogger, then you could take those blogs that you're doing, do snippets of those on the LinkedIn, and send them where? Over to your website so you can get some what? SEO. Yes. Leverage all of your stuff.
I love how you say it. You're like, you better get your life together.
Yes. Jesus. Yes, I am. I disclaimer, I am a little comical. Disclaimer, just saying.
So yeah, listen guys, I'm taking notes. So I need to share my articles. I need to update my business page. And then also you said also finding groups, not just for you. I love that. You said it's good to share your stuff, but you're not paying you. So you got to find the groups that match you. Now, what would you say have been the best ways that you have found, hey, Marcia, what would you say have been the best groups? How do you find the best groups for your business, per se?
Well, first off, I search the categories that I want to be seen in. And then I say, okay, this is a place that might need me. This is a place that might need me. And then I start putting in my advertisements. And now, when I say advertisements, please advertisements, write them as concerning posts, because this is the key. The people need to see themselves in the post, seeing you solving their problem. They do not need to be sold to. They're not looking to be sold to in LinkedIn. They're looking for you to have a solution to their issue. Gotcha. And they need to read it as such. And that's when you'll start getting it. Because if it looks like an advertisement, they will blow over it just like they blow over every other advertisement. Make sense? You got to know your niche. They need to feel like they are not just a number. That's where a lot of us go wrong, because we make people feel like they are a number, and they should not be. And so that's when you're making a genuine connection. And then they're like, oh my goodness, that person really sees me. They could really help me. They've been through it. And let me contact them. It makes sense? That is one of the keys to that LinkedIn group situation. And even your posts, that's how you get people to share. Now, they do love when you win awards. They love celebrating with you. They love when you get a brand new photo shoot. Those things. I mean, I put a picture of my brand new photo shoot, and 6,000 likes, views and likes later, here we are, And nice. And that's what I'm saying, just off a new photo shoot. So you have to figure out what your people like, and then, and how you can tie in the picture with the message.
Gotcha. I love that. So, okay.
Yeah, so that's an extra tidbit, but basically putting in where you want to be seen. And then when you get into those groups and those people resonate with you, I would make sure that those keywords are in your summary, because then those people will start picking up your stuff that may not be in the group.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. Now, for people who struggle with like copy, and what I mean by copy, the writing that she's talking about, the summary, and what are tips or resources that you use for people who are looking to really tailor the communication in the shares, in the articles?
Oh my goodness. So with LinkedIn, a lot of people have the copy, and there's sales copy. And then there's copy that makes them relatable to you. I honestly say You write it out the way you want people to feel. And then you could possibly go to a Fiverr or something like that for the editor stuff. And that's always a good thing. Or if you have a VA that is good in that arena that can edit it and make it, sleek. But the point is, you make sure that your feeling is in there first, and then they can correct all the spelling and things.
Okay.
So that is what I say about copy and LinkedIn, because you do not want to sell them. You want them to feel you and feel that they need you. That's the difference.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so you are suggesting that people do like really put a budget together and invest in having the VA or the Fiverr kind of contractor really work with you on the writing, because you feel like the ROI on that makes sense then.
Well, I mean, if you just need a editor or something, Fiverr's $5. They can send it to you and you could come up with something like that. If you have a VA that knows you and knows your feelings, it's easier for them to edit because they know if you use a colloquialism or something like that. But other than that, and then it's even more so tailored to you. So yes, I mean, I love my VA. My VA has made my life so much better. But if you don't have that budget yet, try a Fiverr, try Upwork, and then, or if you have a friend that's an editor, a lot of people have English majors that are friends, go to the university, see if some of them need some hours, towards their classes or whatever, and see if they could help. I mean, there's always a way to help, but yes, I agree that somebody needs to look at your stuff that's professionally, that has a professional eye, that will make sure that you come across professional, yet still be able to convey the fact that you are not just a number. We do care about you. We're ready to help make your life better. Yes.
Okay. And before moving to mistakes to avoid, just so people understand, like full transparency, why is LinkedIn important? Why has it been important for you personally or professionally and or for your business?
Oh my goodness. LinkedIn has opened doors to me. It's been amazing. That is the reason why I write for HuffPost, why I write for Thrive Global, why I write for Goalcast, why I'm a Forbes Coach Council member. The Forbes Coach Council saw me on LinkedIn and reached out to me. I never filled out an application. Didn't know anything about it. And the reason why I know that they reached out to me from there is because my LinkedIn had my old email address on it and not my newer one. And I still have that email address, but they sent everything to me from my old email address. So I knew that they checked those. People of that type of caliber, check LinkedIn first. Make sure that they have presence. See when they look up the coach or the HR or the technology, because they have several councils. And if you are marketing yourself the right way or you're using the right keywords, you will come up on their searches. So if they're looking for new writers, if they're looking for people to award things for, you should come up on all of those keyword searches. So that's how that has been beneficial to me. And then, of course, from LinkedIn, a lot of universities have reached out. A lot of professors have reached out as well that want to learn more about LinkedIn. And I was able to assist them because I understand the educational arena as well. But it works for whatever arena you are in. They should be reaching out to you on a regular basis saying, why does your profile look so good? How do I get my profile like that? What do I need to do? They should be asking you the questions.
Okay, so you really think it's the best platform to distinguish yourself as an expert at what you do, but then also really turn into dollars, like really make deals or relationships that lead to dollars.
Oh, most definitely. I was doing a presentation one day, and I was talking about LinkedIn, and a gentleman stood up and he said, I can hardly get money from 5 minutes down the street, but I posted on LinkedIn and someone from Idaho sent me wanted to pay me $60,000 straight up from my posting.
I love that.
So, but right. And so that is what they would have never met if he had never made that posting. You see what I'm saying? They would have never contacted. He would have had to do several searches in order to find that business. But because of the way the business was named, but because he was correct and on point on LinkedIn, he was easily searched for. The man put a keyword in there. He was easily found, and there they went from there.
Awesome. Okay. And so just to reiterate for people who are tuning in, keywords, what do you mean by that? Just in case people don't understand that terminology.
Keywords are when whatever words you're going to put in your search engine to find. So if you want to be known for jewelry will be a keyword. If you want jewelry manufacturing, jewelry sales, jewelry accessories, whatever. So you would have accessories, you would have jewelry, you would have fashion, you would have these things. And all these things, when you come up, they put those words in the search, you would show up. Make sense?
Interesting. So in your bio, those terms need to be there. Gotcha.
Oh, most definitely.
Now, do they, just from an aesthetic perspective, do they need to be full sentences? Can people do bullet points? What are your recommendations?
Okay, so my recommendations for that is I do both. So for my readers, I do paragraphs. And for my scanners, I do bullet points. So if you were to go to Dr. Aikyna Finch on LinkedIn, then you would see in my bio, first off, you see the first two sentences, because you got to make sure that those are powerful, because they don't read any farther past that. Then if you click see more, you will see my paragraphs, and then you also see my bullets. So you will see the main points of what really the people ask about me, and those are in the bullet points, and it basically is a scaled down version of the summary.
I see. Very nice. Okay. I like that, guys. So I've actually included in the comments here that, connect with her, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm going to get my life together as well. Because apparently, even though I thought I knew something, I didn't know anything. So that's amazing. We'll all get it together. We'll get our lives for Christmas.
Yes.
Okay, so now I want to move to the naughty mistakes that people are making. What do they need to stop doing ASAP on LinkedIn?
Okay. When people are posting things that they post on Facebook, this is not necessarily the forum. LinkedIn likes quotes. You can still, if you post quotes on your Facebook, then you can post quotes on your LinkedIn. But if you are sitting up there posting pictures about the family and this, that, and the other, they're not interested. They're not. And they're going to pass that by. What they want to do is they want to talk about your business. They want to talk about what you're doing in your career. They want to talk about what resources you have, what tools you're using, things of that nature. That's what piques their interest. Business related activities. Your children are cute. They really are, but they're not for LinkedIn. Your cat is fabulous, but he's not for LinkedIn. The little doggy is amazing, but once again, not for LinkedIn. Because unless you are a dog groomer, then, or a cat, or a veterinarian, I would understand that. But otherwise, no ma'am, no sir. It's just not.
You better get your life. Yes. She said, unless you're in the business with animals. No. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, what about messages? Now, I'd love to know your thoughts on etiquette. And I think this is why I ask is because I get a group of emails that say, and I have a question as well that I'll get to that, Trinetta, is that like people will say, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this. And then I also have messages on there that say, hey, beautiful, dot, 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 dot. What are the messages people need to be sending and what are messages they don't need to be sending?
Okay. So LinkedIn is not for you to get your dating life. So those need to stop. Okay. We are on here for a professional reason. and professional
Mm-hmm.
basis. In the same turn, that the super salesy messages also need to stop, because we're
Yep.
also here to make a genuine connection. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why usually people use the in-mail if they're going to be super salesy, and they can also track it,
Mm-hmm.
because if they're just
Okay.
about getting clients, you will get a lot of in-mails. A lot of people also write notes, prefer the note when you send the invitation to connect, because they want to know more about you. Some people will not even acknowledge you if you don't send them a note that goes along with your invitation. So putting a brief note of why you saw them and why you wanted to connect with them helps build the bond, because a lot of them
Okay.
are big, right? And so they get these things all the time. So why should I really connect with you? Are you trying to get on, or are you trying to really know me?
Mm.
And so adding that note to say why you want to connect, especially when you're completely blind, adds a little extra, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then of course we also have, a lot of people have been seeing these things about the scores, the sales system index, I think is what it's called. And basically
Oh,
it
interesting.
tells how your profile is matching to getting clients.
Mm.
So
Okay.
you can put in your SSI and in LinkedIn and look that up, and then it will actually give you a free analysis of your tools and tell you which place you should go to enhance your profile so that you are getting the most bang for your buck. So
Interesting.
if you haven't looked that up yet, please
Yeah.
definitely look that up to see, because there's 4 different categories they rate you on, and then it'll also let you know how you're doing in and where your stance is in your industry, as well as between the connections that you have.
So what's the link, or what's the name? I'll search it and try to put that in the comments.
It's called the SSI.
SSI
Mm-hmm.
score. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's giving me Social Security.
Okay.
Sorry, something that.
All right. If I'll look it
Oh,
up.
the social selling index.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Check
Mm-hmm.
this out. So I'm sharing
Yes.
this, guys, in the comments. Okay. And then I know you're super busy. So I guess just last minute wisdom or tools and advice that you can give them for I do have a question.
Okay.
Trinette wrote, do you have an intro message that you send once the person accepts your invitation? Also, how often do you follow up once you've made the initial connection? Okay, so real tactical.
Okay, very good. So a lot of people do have that, and then you can judge off the person, because a lot of times if it's about a business connection, yes, I would follow up. If there's
Mm-hmm.
somebody that you already know that already knows you and you just want to connect, you may not have to do as much follow up, because you'll be like, wait a minute, we already know each other. I can just call you, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are trying to make a true connection, I would do more follow up versus somebody who you
Mm.
already know, because you do not want to make this look factory, and you do not want this to be annoying. So with that
That
being
makes sense.
said, no, so follow up with the ones you're trying to get to know and you want to make
Mm-hmm.
a note with, because the first time when they send out those things, oh, get on my calendar, it looks kind of like, I don't even know you. You haven't even said nothing to me, that kind of thing. But if you
Yeah.
send another note and say, look, that may have seemed a little, informal. I really do want to know you. If you don't do the calendar thing, maybe you can contact me at this number at your leisure. And then put it on in their spot. That way they know that you're not
Gotcha.
trying to sell them, if it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. And then also, I don't know about if you've noticed this, but it seems like there's an uptick with more video content on LinkedIn. Is that
Oh,
a good thing?
yes.
Is that a bad
Yes.
thing? What are your
Yes.
thoughts?
So they're trying to boost their native video. So their native video is kind of like the equivalent of IGTV. Okay. So you get 10 minutes of time to post. And please, you're going to have to do it in portrait, because if you do a horizontal video, it will flip it upside down. So, because they're not there yet to hold the horizontal.
Really?
Yes, yes. So it's funny.
Oh, okay.
So with the when you do the native video, now if you just post one like you've posted a video, then that's different. But if you use their native video platform, then you need to be in portrait. And that's the same thing for the IGTV. So basically, IGTV and LinkedIn native video have the exact same specs. You know, one of them has to come out with about the same thing so that there's some competition. You know how they do it. Yep. So put up to 10 minutes, and the phone will let you know which videos in your phone will let you do it. And then that's a way for you to start talking about your business more. People are more apt to look at the video to get a feel for you and to build that know, like, and trust factor. So if you are doing some great things in your business, or you're trying to get your business out there and you haven't really publicized it, I suggest doing the video and telling them about yourself, what you do, what you offer, so that they can really connect with you and know what it's going to be like on an initial call with you.
That makes total sense. I love it. So I know that she could share wisdom, guys, with us all day, every day, but she's in business, and, you know, charity lasts but for so long. So, do you have, I'd love for you to now share with everyone, if you have a workshop, if you have courses, if you have content, because I know that they will continue asking questions if we let them. So how can they learn more about LinkedIn and work with you?
Well, you can go to AikynaFinch.com. That's my website. And of course, you can find me on all social media handles at DRADFinch. So that is my handle across all. And please reach out to me, DM me. I love to answer questions, connect with you, tailor whatever you need to the situation. We do have a 15-minute discovery session where people have asked their questions in that forum, and then they can come back and, you know, say, hey, I really need somebody to just do this for me, or I just need somebody to look at it. Can we have a 30-minute hour session where you can really dig deep, and then we can go from there.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to share the comments there, and then last minute words of wisdom for people. If they're not using LinkedIn, why do they need to start today?
You need to start today because people are waiting on you. And there's people that don't get on Facebook because of obvious reasons. They don't get on Twitter for reasons. They don't get on Instagram for reasons, but they will get on LinkedIn. And if you are not sharing your message on LinkedIn, then you're missing out on connections, JV partners, and of course, business that you should be receiving.
I love it. Couldn't say it any better. Thank you so much, Dr. Finch, for coming on and sharing your incredible wisdom. And thank you guys for tuning in and all your comments. I love this. Hopefully we can get her back, guys. If so, put that in the comments. Tell her, you know, what you want her to talk on. And as always, thank you for being amazing.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
Absolutely. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.
Hey.